I've been long overdue for doing a collection video, so I thought I would throw open the cases, go through some of my stuff, and just talk about whatever. This is completely off the cuff. I didn't tidy up, so if it looks a little messy, sorry. But yeah, so let's begin. So in my new space, I have basically like a whole Sonic wall. And up here on the walls, you can see I have some art from my kids. I have one of my favorite Robotnik cells from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as in my opinion, quite rare autograph from Long John Baldry, the voice of Robotnik from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He was a prominent musician, but it was very hard for me to find his autograph on anything that wasn't like an album or like a poster for a show. But yeah, so this, yeah, I'm gonna do a better job framing it and something, but right now I just thought that was a nice pairing. Up here, it's one of my crown jewels. It's a Sonic 3 Happy Meal display from McDonald's. I got this for like next to nothing. I think I spent more on shipping than the actual item. It was probably $30 shipped, $20 for the actual piece here, and I just love it. And then, I don't know, I put those snack cup caps up there just because where else am I gonna put them? Up top here, just a random assortment of little statues that they've been releasing in recent years. I love all of these because they are extremely affordable. I think the most expensive one up here maybe is $100, but yeah, some of these are I believe were meant to be like Japanese UFO catcher prizes, like this one. These were calendars, buildable calendars, and this was from the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition. This was from the Japanese Collector's Edition for Sonic and Shadow Generations. I just love, this is one of my favorite ones just because it's such a cool concept to make this in 3D, and also it was so affordable. I think it was like $70 or something. And then this was another, I believe, UFO catcher piece in Japan. Yeah, look at that, little dusty. But you know, it's not dusty, all the stuff down here. So my, it's very cramped. I've had some people say it looks too busy or messy, but this is kind of my aesthetic. I like displaying collections this way because it's a lot to take in, but as someone who owns all this stuff and is primarily the person looking at it all the time, I'm not here to impress other people. I'm here to, like, I don't know, I guess impress myself. And it's just kind of fun because I'll sometimes forget what I have, and then I'll take a look at my collection and be like, oh, look at that, or look at this. You know, it's kind of like a big group photo of like a company, and you're like, oh, that guy used to work here. But you can see that I do have some semblance of a concept here. So up top, it is all of the classic Sonic stuff released really since, I want to say, maybe 2010. They've really, I mean, this is stuff that's not made during the classic era. And so you have the Jazzwares figures here. You have the bigger ones they've been doing. The Tomy Ultimate statue. Also some of those Tomy figures in the back there, they're like shiny with coins. Then some of those like pieced together blind bag toys or blind box toys, as well as, let's see what else is here. The Jakks Pacific most recent line of classic figures. I love those. So I've got most of those. The only one I'm missing right now is Fang. But I most recently got Amy. And actually, this is the most recent addition, is Rocky. I really love this line of figures. And I also really like their 2.5-inch line. So you can see that back there, Studiopolis. And then some random things like Pez dispensers and little figures, a SEGA Christmas card that they sent out, and a lunchbox. Down here in the back, you can actually see another Jack's Pacific Classic stage for the 2.5-inch line. I actually managed to fit 3 of them down here. I hope they don't make any more because I'm running out of room. But I love these. They're just a great way to display all these little 2.5-inch figures. These ones I kind of regret getting. I don't really like these. They have a classic line now, but like the scale is off. They look a little odd, like look at Amy's eyes. Knuckles is so huge compared to the rest of them. You're supposed to be able to swap out the hands, but the hands are so unexciting, like they're holding rings, you know, or they're holding an emerald, but I don't think they even went for like different emerald colors. That would have been awesome to have like an emerald in each of their hands of a different color. I do really love this one. I wish it was in a more prominent place so I could swap out the parts. I really like that aspect to it, but it is really cool to have an Eggmobile action figure. Over here are, I think these were blind boxes, and it's definitely not the whole set, but it's a majority of them. I think I'm missing a Sonic and an Eggman, but I have all of the Badniks, which were really the ones I wanted to get. And I think that's the rare one, the ring. And then over here is probably my favorite thing they're releasing right now for the Sonic franchise. It's the 4-inch Jack's Pacific figures. These are just so cool. They've been doing a lot of deep cuts, a lot of really interesting characters, like the fact that you get Neo Metal Sonic, and they have Infinite back there, and Mephiles, I never say his name, Mephiles? I'll call him Mephiles. Metal Sonic 3.0. So just such a cool line, and they have more figures coming out. It seems like every week or every month. Like this one just came out. I love that one. As well as the Sonic Adventure 2 with the grinding shoes, the soap shoes. Down here is the old, well now it's definitely old, 15 years old now, Jazzwares figures. And these are kind of not in so much a prominent place just because there's a lot of repetition from this line. And honestly, I like owning these, but I don't really like the figures themselves. I think they look like Pinocchio, like with their limbs, the way they did them. And also the scale is all over the place. Look how big Espio is. Look how tiny Silver is. Like those are meant to be the same figure line. And then Charmy is like as tall as Silver. It's almost like they measured from the very top of their like model instead of the top of their head. So it just seems all off. Some of them are just like propped up. They hardly stand. I don't really like them, but they're actually kind of collectible now. So of course I'll hold on to them. The big Metal Sonic, I love that one. These weird deformed Robotnik and Metal Sonic there. And then over here, these are the ones that, like, if space becomes an issue, I'd probably put them in storage. I really do like the way they made these Sonic Prime 5-inch figures, but I'm not super, like, in love with the show to the point of wanting to keep them out. So I guess if I did have, like, a display area that was kind of like I'd circulate things out, it would probably be here. But right now, I'm happy to have them here. This is my favorite one. The 9 figure. I think it's so cool. He's got like a Doc Ock sort of situation going on there. And I do like these two alternate Eggmen. I wish they did more of them. And then my very small Sonic Boom collection. This guy's fallen over. From the Tomy era, I think. Yeah, not too much to say about them. But yeah, the quality control on these is not great either. Like, they don't stay up, they just fall over. Oh well. So that'll do it for this cabinet. Let's jump over to the next one. Before we open the next cabinet, I just wanted to take a look at some of the stuff on the walls over here. These are posters. Well, there's a couple behind there that I kind of rotate out. These are from the Sonic Boom New York City event. I bought a few from Tracy Yardley. I also bought this from, I forgot his full name, but Gibson Price? I don't know, maybe I'm making that up. And he did this for a recent IDW comic cover. I met him at C2E2. So I really am a big fan of the Tornadoes, so this one's staying up for sure. And then down here, a piece of Sonic history. It is the certificate that Aaron Weber signed as Big the Cat to give Mirage Island its name for Sonic 4. And you might have heard Ian Flynn talk about this event incorrectly on his podcast. He made it sound like we accosted him and we were like weirdo fans and like Aaron got scared or something, but it was all mutually agreed upon meetup. No drama, no nothing. And it is, in my eyes, an official thing. But we put unofficially there just so Aaron wouldn't get in any hot water. But leading up to the event, he pretty much told us, like, yeah, sure, Mirage Island, official. Down here, a big Sonic plush. I never had a place to put this until now, and he's like sitting on a chair. And he also became like a place I put hats. So I have the Season 3 Sad AM one, and then on top of that, the 25th anniversary hat. Here is something that I don't always have out. It's my Christmas tree, and yeah, it's February, but I'll keep it out for another month. It's just a great way to like showcase all the Sonic ornaments that they've done over the years. And then here is the Sonic 2 teaser poster. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Tornadoes, so this is not going anywhere anytime soon. It's not particularly rare, but it's probably my favorite Sonic movie poster that they've done. And then up top here, shoved in the back are all of the different Cable Guy figures they've done. You saw a few of them down here, but these are the classic ones. As well as some figures that are kind of duplicates of ones that are in the case down here, but they're slightly different. So I didn't want to put them away, so they still get displayed, but just not with the other ones, because I don't want to have like 4 Sonics or 2 Knuckles or 2 Tails. Here's the Sonic movie Tornado, and then on it I put Knuckles and Sonic, and then Tails is flying it back there. And then this oddity, this 2.5 inch figure from the Jakks Pacific line, but it looks like, I always like this one because it reminds me of the Sonic 3 Happy Meal toy for some reason. And then in the back, the Green Hill, and I guess Sonic fell over, whoops. But yeah, so let's take a look at this cabinet. So this cabinet is a lot less cramped, and it's also kind of the premier or true retro item display space. So starting at the top here, these are just some of my favorite items that are connected to Sonic's anniversary or our rare promotional pieces or just cool display pieces in themselves. I would say this is probably my rarest item. It is a Sonic 20th anniversary statue from First 4 Figures. They made, man, I can't remember if they made like 1,000 of them, or I think they made 1,000 of them, and 900 of them had the Sonic Japanese monitor, and then 100 of them had the Sonic American monitor. So this is number 28 out of 100, if I'm correct, or it could be out of 250, but it's definitely one of the rarer ones. So this was a gift from Francesca Reyes, and she was the editor-in-chief of the official Xbox magazine and also worked on the official Dreamcast magazine. So that was a really sweet gift from her. Got some autographs. We have Mike Pollock there, and then we have Ryan Drummond, who I got to meet both of them. So, cool place to put the autographs. Some of the anniversary coins that they've released over the years, as well as that very odd USB drive from the 25th anniversary party. Some Sonic Mania items. This is from Japan. It's a very heavy keychain, as well as the card that they originally were going to put the code on for the game, and then they ended up not doing it, so it just became like a metal card, kind of ill-planned. These are a couple of Superstars items. These are from the Southeast Asian release, as well as the European Sonic Generations box I picked up. This is, I think, from the German version. You can see they did, what is it, 12,000 of them. And then the statue that came with it. And then some tins. So the 20th anniversary tin back there is from a Jazzwares figure. I think the figure was inside of it. That held the 25th anniversary coin. That's the fake cartridge from the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition. And then the birthday packs back there. And then displayed very prominently is a sticker for the Blue Bunny ice cream. I have it taped up there. It's not stuck to the glass. And then a very cool 2011 Christmas card from SEGA featuring classic and modern Sonic. And it pulls out to show all of Green Hill covered in snow. Very cool. And then this was an item that was given away in the Southeast Asian release of Superstar. So that's not legit, but it is a cool little item to have, like fake signatures of those guys, as well as the introduction manual for Sonic Mania. I know those are pretty hard to come by. And then a very rare item, a SEGA Forever Gold Rings cereal box. I saw people online receiving these. I messaged SEGA, who sent me to the PR company. I was like, hey, can we get one of those? And they were like, we have one left. Would you like it? And I was like, yes, absolutely. Please send me a box of cereal. So there is cereal in there. I should probably clean it out, but they're just like plain Cheerios. And then up top, the Lego figures, which I guess are kind of like an anniversary item. But yeah, so this, oh, and then I even mentioned these. There is a shadow one of these. It's the Good Smile Nendoroid figures. I intend to get the shadow one, but it's also not, I don't know, maybe I will. Yes, I will. But yeah, I like this trio together. I think they look very cool. And then down here, these are my 90s and early 2000s collectibles from my childhood and teenage years. So these I had as a kid. I've had them in my collection forever. I love them. The plush figures, as well as the little mini version. And then the LCD Happy Meal toys. The first wave of Sonic Adventure figures. I wish I got more of them, but I just, at the time, wasn't thinking that, you know, like, oh, Amy Rose is going to be rare someday, or Big the Cat. But I do have a boxed 4-pack of, who's in there? Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. Bendy figures. As well as a few Sonic X items. I have this car thing. I just recently found this Blue Bunny ice cream baggie, so I put that in here, and then the card game, as well as some recently released drink toppers. This is an original script, let me see if you can see it in there, for Sonic Underground, Friend or Foe. It was used for recording. It says final for storyboard. So this was used for, I believe, the voice session recording. And so I got to meet Brian Drummond, no relation to Ryan Drummond, who voiced Knuckles. And he actually voiced Eggman in the recent Sonic Prime. And so now my goal is to meet Jaleel White and have him sign here and write Sonic. And I think that would be super cool. And then we got a couple Sonic Underground items. I think the only other Sonic Underground items I own. Down here is a lot of 90s era things. These are yo-yos imported from Europe. They were in Frosties cereals, or Frosted Flakes as we call them, as well as some viewfinder toys from, man, I get Carl's Jr. maybe? I might be wrong. And unfortunately, Knuckles was ripped when I bought it, but everyone else is in good shape. And then these are recent releases. I try to keep them separated. Ideally, this would be like all stuff only from the 90s, but I had nowhere else to put these weird little gooey guys, and the Sonic one just does not stand up, so he's forever looking inside of the Robotnik viewfinder. This bank I've had since I guess it released in 93, as well as the LCD games. This is an original one. This is from their recent re-releases for Sonic 3, and then we have the 3D Blast one here. My pasta cans, my beloved pasta cans, these were, just owning one of them was not a bucket list, what is that? Holy Grail, a grail item And the fact that I now own 3 of them is just wild to me. I still want more. Still want more of them. This is the Under 3 toy. Or actually, I should say, I don't think that's the Under 3 toy. I think that's what Canada used to replace the Tails flying toy when they recalled it after the American release of the Sonic 3 Happy Meals. And then this is the Under 3 toy from America, as well as a Cracker Jack toy back there, some tub stickers, temporary tattoos. Oddly, one of the only official Sonic VHS tapes I own. You'd think I would have had like a lot of them as a kid, but I taped a lot of the shows off the TV, so I didn't see a reason to pick them up. Another Grail item, a Hot Rings roll. Yes, I own an unopened roll of Sonic Lifesavers, and this is just how they are now. That's how it was when I got them, so it's not like it's getting any worse, but there might come a time when I'd have to carefully remove this and take it out so it doesn't like turn to mush, but so far so good. Some bubblegum containers, lunchbox, a tie. I never owned this at the time that I was old enough to wear it, unfortunately. I think I got it when I was a teenager, probably at a secondhand store or something. Watches. These are cool. I got these at Pinball Expo last year, so these are original flippers from Sega's short-lived pinball day. One has Sonic, you can see his little face there. One has the Saturn logo. And so I think I got these for like $4 for the pair. I wish I got more of them, actually. And then still sealed items back there, so like a watch and the Sonic 3 version of this game made for the Pocket Arcade line. And then this is from Joypolis. This is from around, I think, early 2000s. A friend went to Japan and brought that back for me, and it's got a little bell inside, so you can wear it on your wrist and jingle jangle it. Oh, and then these are cool. These are Cookie Crisp. It's the whole set of Cookie Crisp Pogs. And this is my favorite twosome, the one with Knack. And then finally, this is wild. So this used to be much less cluttered when it was just Sonic 2. But with Sonic 3 coming out, I had to redo this whole little section, and it has now become the Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 shelf. And there's just so much to even go through here. But you can see it all, the Happy Meal toys, the action figures, the movie theater premiums, the dolls. I actually have more. I have the whole set of these now, but I just haven't opened them yet to display them in here. So yeah, as you can see, I really like the Sonic 2 movie. I really like the Sonic 3 movie. So yeah, I had to, display them here. This is probably the weirdest item. It's a credit card for children. So I actually got 3 of them. One for me, one for my daughter, and then one for my other daughter. So our names are on there. This says Go Berry, but the other ones say Go their names, and it's all 3 designs. And I think they were like $5 each, and then you like fill them up. So it's like my first debit card. But obviously I didn't give them to my kids because they're too young for debit cards, and also I just wanted the designs. And speaking of cards, these are cool. These are the IHOP cards. There's a shadow one under that, but I think you could get them for $1. You just put $1 on the card, and then they ship them for free. So for $2, I got the 2 cards in the mail. So that was fun. But yeah, that'll pretty much do it for the Sonic area. And this is actually running pretty long. So I'm going to call this part 1. Part 2, which I'll release a little later, we'll go over to the Sega section and finish things off. But yeah, that'll do it for just this area. I'm happy to answer any questions in the comments, and see you for part 2.